This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 9. And it reads through the Holy Scriptures. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Mokar Kadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out of Luke 21 and verse 10. Luke 21 and verse 9, verse 10 through verse 11. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, right, that's what we're hearing, increasing wars and commotions and escalations and tensions and uprises and uproars. And that's what we're seeing, one nation rising up against another nation, just like with the Israel-Palestine situation. Escalation has been taking place between the borders of Lebanon and Israel and different throughout the regions over there in the Middle East. As we've been seeing, Iran versus Israel, Hezbollah versus Israel, Israel versus Palestine, Israel Defense Force versus Palestine. Tensions are escalating throughout the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, throughout Jerusalem, throughout Tel Aviv. So we've been seeing uprises and uproars, seditions, nations rising up against nations, one nation rising up against another nation, another armies of nations rising up against another armies of nations, different kingdoms of nations rising up against another armies of kingdoms of nations. So that's why, the proxy wars, the increasing of wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdoms. So that correlates all into the wars and commotions are increasing around the world. So it's only going to increase. That's why we're seeing the increasing of these wars and rumors of wars, And this is, go to the next verse. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 10. As it says right there, things to come. This is going to increase. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 10. I meant to say Salaki, my apology. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, that's what we are seeing. As I was touching on, as I was mentioning and touching on that particular aspect of what's happening in the world today, nations rising up against one another. Nations are armies. That's why we're seeing nuclear escalations and armies are increasing. That's why we're seeing escalations and tensions at an all-time high. Nuclear military spending, military exercise drills, escalations and wars and tensions are only going to increase. And there's going to be times where it's going to calm down a little bit, but it's going to escalate once again, even though we are so used and accustomed of hearing these wars and rumors of wars, proxy wars on and off, back and forth over in the Middle East and around the world particularly as well too. But it's starting to increase, and it's only going to increase more and more and more, And this is the book of Luke, chapter 11, Luke chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, right? Earthquakes and increasing of great earthquakes of high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. Just like that recent earthquake of a magnitude of a 7.2 took place over there in central Morocco. Just like recent earthquakes that we've been seeing of a category of 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, even 7.4 or 7.5. So we've been seeing increasing of earthquakes multiple times over there in Indonesia. Earthquakes have been taking place over there in Japan. Multiple earthquakes have been taking place over there in South America, the borders of Chile, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile. And we've been seeing earthquakes been increasing, throughout the whole world, And that's what we've been seeing, the high increasings of these high impact magnitudes of these high increasing earthquakes in diverse places. So we're only going to continue to see that increasing. And we definitely been seeing that highly increasing throughout the whole year 2023, And this is I'm gonna read it again. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, right? Famines and pestilence. And fearful sights and great signs shall that be from heaven, right? And great signs shall that be from heaven, right along with the famines and pestilence and plagues and earthquakes in diverse places. So that's only going to continue to increase. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 10 through verse 11. And with that, I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakakadash. Shalom to the elders for pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.